start our third debate of the evening here at Oak Hill City Hall. This debate is sponsored by Headline Surfer. And the third and final debate is Volusia County Council, District 3. Deb Denny's of New Smyrna Beach, Jim Hathaway of New Smyrna Beach. Deb, if you can give us an opening statement in 1 minute.
Hi, I'm Deb Denny's, running for County Council in District 3. First of all, thank you for being here, because one thing's for sure in this whole process about government goes to those who show up. We have learned that. And I want to thank you for hosting Oak Hill and Headline Surfer for allowing us here. I'm a former elected school board member, served and have been appointed by 2 separate governors to a statewide organization, and have served in the community, multiple boards and organizations for years, and I'm looking forward, hopefully, to serving you November 6th as your county council person in District 3. So thank you for hosting us, and it's great to be here. My favorite restaurant, Goodrich's Breakfast on the river, is wonderful. So thank you, love it. Okay.
Mr. Hathaway.
Thank you. Thank you all. Again, I'll echo the same sentiments. Thank you for being here. Thank you for hosting this debate tonight. I'm Jim Hathaway. I'm a lifelong resident of the New Smyrna Beach area. That's 59 years. I have 4 grown children, 4 grandchildren, and a wonderful wife who's stood by me for years and years and years. I've served 18 and a half years on the New Smyrna Beach City Commission, 5 of those years as its vice mayor. I'm the president of the Volusia League of Cities, and I just recently got off the board of directors of the Florida League of Cities. So I have got the experience, and I'm looking forward to the challenges of representing you on District 3 at the county level.
Let's start with you, Mr. Hathaway. What would be your top priority if elected to Volusia County Council, District 3?
Obviously, the key to that is taxes. The issue that resonates throughout the county is why are we not having any jobs? Why are our businesses faltering? The reality of it is the tax base. Yes, the county council has been trying to address it over the years, but they have not gotten to the point to where we are a competitive county, and we've got to be a competitive county in order to attract the jobs. The other issue is how do we help the small businessman? Well, we waive the commercial taxes on infrastructure when he comes in and tries to build a building. We do that the same with industry. And what does that do? That allows these people to come to this county, any part of this county, where we would all benefit from having the jobs, which it makes the entire cycle, as we all know, the dollars multiply. The other issue is transparency that I would love to see happen. That's not happening right now in Volusia County, and that is our meeting times. I do not like a meeting that starts at 8:30 in the morning and runs till 10 o'clock at night. I think that's absolutely asinine. I do not believe that the citizens get a fair shake at their elected officials. I don't think it's good for the staff to be there for 12 hours at a time trying to give recommendations. And I can tell you as an elected official, you can't be on your top of your game if you've been sitting there for 12 hours trying to make good decisions for citizens that have been sitting out there in that audience. So I would go originally to my county council members when we have a reorganizational meeting in January and say, let's have meetings that start every Thursday evening at 6 o'clock.
Thank you.
And at 10.
Appreciate it. Ms. Denny's, Dennis, it's a 2-year term because it's our district, because of, was it because of the census or something?
Correct.
In 2 years' time, what's the most difficult thing that you would have to tackle in county government? The most difficult?
The most difficult, I think, is based on the priorities, and it's a broad scope, and it's not just a 2-year task, it's an ongoing task, and again, it's jobs, it's funding, it is our debt load, but it's not just jobs, it's high quality, high tech, high paying jobs. And what I see is a huge opportunity and a current weakness that we have, but a wonderful opportunity, is that we need to brand stronger for aviation and aeronautics. And I would like to start the dialogue, and we've done this. It's a great thing about these candidate forums and the political process. Volusia County government currently connects the airport advisory with economic development. I think those two could stand alone. I think it's time for us to have an aviation airport authority, just like Sanford Airport, so we can brand better for high-paying, high-tech jobs for the long run, not just a 2 years.
So is that the most difficult thing to tackle, is the jobs in the airport?
Absolutely, and to expand our branding in aviation and aeronautics. I think there's a great opportunity there.
Mr. Hathaway, with a 2-year window, what would be the most difficult thing to tackle, for you to overcome in county government?
Well, obviously, you want to let the citizenry know that you're being objective with them, that you are listening to what they have to say, that you're open. And I'm very fortunate because I'm a small businessman here in Volusia County. I'm a bread man. I deliver Pepperidge Farm products throughout southeast Volusia. I'm accessible in every grocery store. I'm accessible by email, by telephone. Meet me on the street. And I want to hear your issues. The only way I can hear your issues is if you let me know. And it's very simple today. Telephone, walk up on the street, talk to me. I will handle your issues and make it a priority, as I have done in New Smyrna Beach for the last 8 years.
But maybe I wasn't clear. What would be the most difficult thing for you personally to tackle within that short period of time? I realize what you're saying about the communication, but for you, what would be the thing that would be the toughest thing, hurdle for you that you want to get done?
Well, I think that what is out there that has been requested of the city of Edgewater is to make sure that the transport issue moves forward. They want that to occur. It is moving forward. I just spoke with Mr. Deneen last week.
Emergency transport.
Emergency transport, and the city of Edgewater had, as of just about a full month, they had taken up 60 individuals, and transported 60 individuals. In the city of Ponce Inlet, they transported 8, and so far there have been no glitches. Everything is moving as it was expected. So I think that's an issue that needs to be followed very carefully to make sure that the citizenry are happy with that. And if it can be expanded, it's a home rule issue. If other cities want to see it expanded, then I'm all for those other cities.
Jim, you won the primary. Can you do it again in a general election?
Absolutely. I've been in 4 elections. First election I won in the primary, didn't have to face a general election. The next 2 elections I didn't face any opposition at all. The last election I faced was in 2007. Again, I won in the primary. I'm tickled to death that I won the primary again. Now, I didn't gather 50% plus 1 vote, but this was a different animal. This was a bigger race I've ever been involved in my life, and I'm very proud of the support I received. I'm looking forward to I'm out there already knocking on doors again, out there trying to let people know exactly who they should be voting for and give them all the information that they need. And I expect each of you to do your job, your due diligence, look at each of our records, and you make a valid decision as who you want to represent you.
Now, Deb, it's clearly a nonpartisan race.
You keep saying that.
Well, you were the primary with the one that kept making it Democrats and Obama versus what you were standing for. That's why I'm bringing these issues up now. But with that said, Mr. Hathaway won the battle. He clearly won the primary. Mr. Kennedy, a fellow Democrat, came in 3rd. If you put the numbers together, you don't win. How do you overcome that? How do you win the war?
First of all, let's be clear. There was 0.5% that separated us, 80 votes, in a primary with a 27% voter turnout. So if you're going to look at statistics, let's talk statistics here. And first of all, in our great process of voting, there are no heir apparents. And I think if anything, this last election for county council across the board, even incumbent county council members who should have won, hands down, did not happen. Our electorate is more informed, they're more educated, they're demanding more of their candidates. So it's not a war, it's an election, and we fight with words, if you will, or policy or issues and ideas. It's a discussion of ideas. So I don't see it quite that black and white, and I don't see 0.5%, 80 votes on a 27% turnout as an edict for an heir apparent anywhere.
In the last debate, there was a lot of focus on beach driving, so I'll make that very, very limited. Mr. Hathaway, where do you stand with beach driving? Is it working the way it is now? Any changes?
Before I comment on the beach driving, I'll just make it clear. I got the official ballot language yesterday. I won by 104 votes. Not that that matters to you, but it matters to me. If I win by 1 vote in the general election, I'll be jumping up and down for joy because I will be your elected representative in District 3. Getting to the beach issue,
yeah, please.
Absolutely. I've looked at and talked with the county manager regarding whether the sheriff's office should look into taking over the policing of the beach. He has given me some new ideas to think about and to ponder. The issue is now you have one elected official. Will he listen to 7 other elected officials? Or would you rather have the manager who has the ear of the 7 elected officials who's running the beach? So I'm having some second thoughts about that, but I would still want to see an in-house look at that, determine whether or not there's value and whether the sheriff's office could operate the beach better than the beach patrol could. The downside of that is you have some beach patrol officers who now are lifeguards. They are cross-trained, and you would lose that with the sheriff's office. So I think you have to look at the dollars and cents, and that's always been my bailiwick. I've always looked at dollars and cents. I've always been the guy that counts the beans, if you will, at city council meetings. I'm always the guy that says let's lower the taxes. So I'm not going to be one that's going to cost this county any more dollars.
Time.
And while we're on that topic, just to be clear, what about the beach driving itself? Are you satisfied
Oh,
with where it's going?
I'm a lifelong New Smyrna. My family's business was on the beach side. I'm in favor totally of beach driving remaining in Volusia County. I think it's the golden goose, and if you kill the golden goose, you're not going to get that golden egg.
Thank you very much. Ms. Denny's, your thoughts on beach driving in general?
Beach driving in general. I think that the changes that the council has implemented recently with the one-way driving and the no parking in front of certain areas, I think that's gone a long way. So the worst thing we can do is have a knee-jerk approach and keep changing it. What we're doing right now seems to be working. So I think the answer right now is time before any more changes are made. I am concerned about when you hear county council members say, well, we're going to buy this land just in case we need off-beach parking. Well, we do need off-beach parking, but here's the deal. If we're concerned about kids running out in front of cars on the beach now, what are you going to have when they're crossing A1A? And we have some real traffic issues there. So I support driving on the beach. I don't want it to be a self-fulfilling prophecy that says we need to continue to buy land to take parking off the beach, because in a few years, 5-10 years, that could be a self-fulfilling prophecy, and I don't want to go there.
Well, I think in the interest of clarity, I think what we would be looking at, from what I've heard, is acquiring properties that are adjacent to the beach itself. In other words, not
Correct.
crossing a highway. What about all the ECHO monies and the things that have been done over the years, Jim? Mr. Hathaway, is it too late? Or can there still be some off-beach parking sites, or maybe even some more parks?
I think the reality of it is that people have been misled in Volusia County for ECHO dollars. I think ECHO dollars were to be spent in a certain category, and now they've been misled in that these beach properties are being proffered and saying it's okay, but the county council decided it was okay. I think you've lost a lot of people's faith when you say, you agreed to tax yourself for certain lands that we were going to purchase, and now we've done something different with those dollars. I think you have to be honest with the people. You can't change the game midstream. I think the reality is it's a double-edged sword. You go out and buy property right on the ocean, you're taking expensive pieces of property off the tax roll, and now in the situation of New Smyrna Beach, where the county has purchased $1 million piece of property for the beach that provides perhaps 90 parking spaces, the city of New Smyrna Beach is required to build that parking lot and to maintain that parking lot without any additional tax revenue coming from the county.
Yeah, just quick response if you agree or disagree.
Well, no, that's absolutely true, but for that to happen, the city would, I'm sure, would have had to agree to that before the county went into it. So, you know, it is what it is as far as the city goes. There was obviously agreement there. It's the thing with the ECHO dollars is there's a match dollar that's required, and I think that's too where some of the questions have come in. And we talk about debt, we talk about bonding. Well, you know, the county was looking at, well, we've got this pile of dollars left. Maybe if we can leverage it. Whenever you hear the word leveraging from a government, think bonding, think debt, think long-term debt. Those times and increasing that debt has got to stop, because the ECHO dollar was environment, cultural, historical, and outdoor. So it's true. In fact, it was so serious when the county changed hands that the entire ECHO board resigned. So indeed, you know, I think the taxpayers, when you say you're going to do something with a tax dollar, you're required to do that. You're required to represent it that way. So a lot of the original ECHO advisory board members were obviously dissatisfied with the direction of the council.